Yeah, Mike Munro did an amazing series of documentaries for the History Channel, and we've been very kind to get access via that channel. It was about Mateship. It was about the celebration of the 100 years of association between the United States and Australia, and he did a great series of things to do with culture, with business, with sport, and obviously plenty to do with military. He specifically focused in on the mateships that were built in and around Vietnam.
In the 1960s, Australia and the US fought alongside each other in their fourth conflict together. But this war in Vietnam was to become the most divisive either nation had ever engaged in. And like any war, there weren't just soldiers, but hundreds of doctors, nurses, office staff, and entertainers, all doing their bit for the troops and the nation. This is Mateship in Vietnam.
Bye, 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 baby.
At 29, you'd headed to Vietnam to do your bit for the troops.
We did a trip to Vietnam. I think we did 27 shows or something there. We performed for Americans and for Australians, and they appreciated it very much, and mainly because a lot of them were boys that were made men overnight.
How close were you to the action?
I guess the closest I got to was the Battle of Long Tan.
As one of the biggest battles during the Vietnam War got underway, you were performing.
I think they said if he sings that bloody Bye Bye Baby again, we've got to attack.
I was very young when I went. I was only 16.
How dangerous did it become for you?
One was on stage singing at Vung Tower. Someone said, "Hit the deck!" And we all hit the deck. And I have no idea how we didn't get hurt.
Michael, you were conscripted during the Vietnam War, which you were strongly opposed to.
I came from a working class family. They weren't so impressed by the power elite who wanted the war for very particular reasons. Meanwhile, Mike, a cultural revolution was happening. There was a whole different set of values.
So where would you stand, say, with entertainers like Cole Joy, Little Paddy, going to Vietnam to entertain the troops?
There was this kind of myth that the protest movement was cruel to the troops. My sympathies were with the soldiers also.
In our street, there were many families who had young fellas who were about to turn 19, and before they knew it, they were being conscripted.
And despite not agreeing with the war, at just 17, you went off to entertain the troops.
I never, ever felt unsafe. I realised very quickly that our soldiers were just the best in the world. And everyone, even Americans, kept telling us that.
I think the Americans saw us as their little brother in a lot of ways, but we proved that we fight way above our weight.
It's ironic, one of our great performers at the time was in Vietnam, but didn't perform with the troops. But at one stage, as a soldier, you were dragged on stage, weren't you?
Yeah, we were in Long Bin. And we had a chance to go in and get some resupply from one of the big American bases.
So it was an American who pulled you up on stage?
They asked me to get up on stage. The song I chose was In the Midnight Hour, Wilson Pickett.
They would have loved it.
Yeah, it was a good reaction, but the next minute I'm out driving an APC again.
Colin doesn't like this story, but I think it typifies Australia. We were outside the 36th Evacuation Hospital, and I was really overcome, and he said, when that door opens, we're on. We mustn't be sad. And, you know, like old performers, the door opened and we were on, and I can't ever forget that.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking.